大家好，你怎么样？这是第5课，我叫 Warren， 我是你的英语老师。In Lesson 5, I will cover simple past tense of verbs. As you know, Chinese does not have present and past tense verbs, but English does. You will learn the simple past tense verbs of many common verbs. After that, Jim will cover words about shopping and phrases about shopping. He will also cover money and how things are measured in Makewell. It is important to know how much things cost before you go shopping. You will also need to know how things are measured in America before you go shopping. Jim will cover a lot of new material, so you may want to watch it more than once. He will also have some excellent dialogue on shopping. Last, Priscilla will go over last week's homework and will also review many of the grammar points from other lessons. You will find her review of earlier lessons very helpful. She will also assign the homework for Lesson 5. Past tense verbs are used to talk about actions that have been completed. If you look at this picture, the present is here, the past is here. For things that happened here in the past, you will need to use the verb that is the past tense. In Chinese, verbs do not have any tense, as you know. You would say 每天我吃早饭. Or if it happened in the past, you would say 昨天我吃了早饭. In English, you would say in the present, I eat breakfast every day. To make it the past tense, you will need to change the word eat to ate, and that becomes the past tense. I ate breakfast yesterday. There are some simple rules for making the past tense of many verbs. These are rules, so there are exceptions to the rules. You will learn these exceptions the more you speak, listen, and read English. The first rule is to add ed at the end of the verb. So the example would be ask becomes asked, A-S-K-E-D. The second rule is that if the verb ends with a vowel, then you would add just a D. Do you remember the vowels in English? What are they? They are A, E, I, O, U. So in this case, move ends in a E, so it's a vowel, so you would add just the D. Now, if the verb ends in a Y, like study, you would change the Y to an I and then add ed. So study becomes studied. The last rule is if the verb ends in a consonant. Remember, consonants are the letters that are not vowels or a Y. So this rule says that if it ends in a consonant and is also a short vowel in the verb, like stop, you would double the consonant, write down 2 P's, and then add ed. So stop becomes stopped. Let me show you some more examples of these rules. Rule number 1. You can make a past tense by adding ed. Touch becomes touched. Travel becomes traveled. Cook, cooked. Ask, asked. Visit, visited. Talk, talked. Examples of rule number 2. If the verb ends in a vowel, then you just add a D. Bake becomes baked. Like becomes liked. Type becomes typed. Move becomes moved. Smile is smiled. Hate becomes hated. Here are some examples of rule number 3. Rule number 3 is if the verb ends in a Y, change the Y to an I and then add the ed. Can you say it with me? 跟我说 Cry, cried. Try, tried. Fry, fried. Marry, married. Worry, worried. Bury, buried. The last rule is if the verb has one vowel in it and ends in a consonant, double the consonant before adding ed. Jog becomes jogged. Hop becomes hopped. Beg becomes begged. Pin becomes pinned. Rip becomes ripped. Whip becomes whipped. This rule has exceptions. Another word for jog is run. What is the past tense for run? Is it runned? No. The past tense of run is ran. Another word for hop is jump. What is the past tense of jump? It is not made by doubling the consonant. You do not add another P, but only the ed. So jump becomes jumped. The last slide, I talked about another verb, talk. What is the past tense of talk? It has one vowel in it, talk, T-A, the vowel is A, and it ends in a consonant, so would it be talk, T-A-L-K-K-E-D? No. The past tense of talk is talked. So this is another example of an exception. The verbs that do not follow the 4 rules that I talked about are called irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. They do not follow the rules that we learned. You will have to learn the irregular verbs by listening to other English speakers and reading and speaking more English. 跟我说 am, are, is the present tense. Was, were, was is the past tense. Begin, began. Buy, bought. Blow, blew. Choose, chose. Notice how I pronounce the present tense, choose, and then the past tense, chose. Do, did. Draw, drew. Drink, drank. Give, gave. Grow, grew. Hide, hid. Have, had. Know, knew. Lie, lay. Ride, rode. Read, read. Read, which is the past tense, and read, the present tense, are spelled the same. They read books in school. They read books last year. I should point out another very confusing verb in English, and this is confusing even for native English speakers. The verb is lie, and then the past tense shown here is lay. But lay and lie can be simple present tense as well. Let me explain. In this example, lie is the present tense, lay is the past tense. They lie down for a nap in the afternoon. They lay down for a nap yesterday afternoon. So that's the past. Lie is used when you can lie yourself down. Now, another word in English, and it also is a verb, is lay, and its past tense is laid. When you lay something down, it means that the thing that you lay down cannot lie itself down. Does that make sense? So in the present tense, I would say, they laid the newspapers on the floor. The past tense would be, they laid the newspapers on the floor. So again, I'll point out that lie and lay and laid are very confusing words for even English speakers. So be very careful when you use those verbs. Here are some more examples of irregular verbs. 跟我说 drive, drove, eat, ate, fall, fell, fly, flew, forget, forgot, forgive, forgave, wear, wore, write, wrote, rise, rose, see, saw, shake, shook, show, showed. Did you notice that this is really a mistake in the table? Show and showed are not irregular, or would not be considered an irregular case. This is actually case one, if you remember, where you just add ed to the verb. So show becomes showed. Speak, spoke, swim, swam, take, took, wake, woke. Practice saying these verbs to yourself out loud by pausing this video. Do you remember another verb that we used last week when we were talking about health? We said, I am throwing up, which is the present tense. Do you remember the past tense was, I threw up? Throwing up and threw up comes from the word throw in English, where the past tense of throw is threw. Let me give you some exercises. Can you fill in the blanks by putting in the past tense to make the appropriate sentence? Use the verb that's shown in the parentheses. So Ben had a toothache yesterday. When you have to think of one of the be verbs, was a child, I was afraid of dogs. When I was a child, I was afraid of dogs. They had a big party last night. He read an interesting book last month? No, he read an interesting book last month. Remember, the past tense of read is read, spelled the same way. I looked for my keys, but I didn't find them. Some more exercises. Complete these sentences. When I was a child, I wanted to be a doctor. What's the past tense of buy? I bought a new pair of shoes yesterday. What about the past tense for forget? I'm sorry, I forgot to bring my homework. This one? Did you have my book? And the last one? Tom stayed home last night. This is another example of an exception. Remember, the rule was that if it ended in Y, you may change the Y to an I and then add ed. But the past tense of stayed is not spelled this way. It's S-T-A-Y-E-D. Another exception. Here is one more exercise using the irregular verbs. So, I eat breakfast at home. 我在家吃早饭. How would you say 我在家吃了早饭? I ate breakfast at home. What about this one? I sell apples at the store. How would you say that in the past tense? 我在商店里买了苹果. How would you say that in English? I sold apples at the store. What about this one? I drink milk in the kitchen. What is the past tense? I drank milk in the kitchen. The boys draw on the paper. What if they did that yesterday? What would you say? The boys drew on the paper. I know her now. I knew her when I was a child. I ride a bicycle to class. If you did that in the past, what would you say? I rode a bicycle to class. That is all I have for this week. Next, Jim will go over money, units of measure, and shopping. Priscilla will review many of the grammar points that you learned so far and go over the homework. I hope you are staying home, staying safe, and learning more and more English every week. Thank you for watching. 邵九间. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name's Jim Robinson, and I will be teaching the vocabulary part of week 5. And the focus on week 5 is shopping vocabulary. However, prior to getting to the vocabulary, I'd just like to review very quickly three quick slides, one on money, units of measure, and best value for the dollar. These are slides I had used in what I call a micro unit in teaching another class on shopping. Those will be very quick. Then we'll move on to the vocabulary and the dialogues. U.S. currency. Well, the primary point of this slide is to let you know that there are lots of different slang expressions in terms of U.S. currency. The first up there are bucks, bacon, boku bucks, chits dough, and 10 spot. I don't hear much of that anymore, but I do hear bucks quite a bit. You know, it's 10 bucks or 15 or 100 bucks. You will hear that. It's a slang expression. Today's denominations are 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100. High denomination bills were last printed in December 1945, but officially discontinued on July 14 in 1969. So basically, our denominations are $1 to 100. These days, with all the computerized banking, if you have any bigger amounts to transfer and don't want to get a big stack of $100 bills, then you do it online. So that's pretty common. We all know about the cents, or what makes up $1, 1 cent, 5, 10, 25, 50, $1. And there's talk about eliminating the 1 cent piece. People just rounding things up. So anyway, the basic issue here on this was, just to point out about currency. Good. Unit of measure. Well, whenever you're shopping, of course, especially in the grocery store, unit of measure is really very, very important. In the next couple of slides, I'll show you that. I'm sure you're well aware of it. Here in the United States, we're in inches, and everybody else is basically in millimeters, quite frankly. They're into the metric system. On terms of weight, we go by gallons, imperial versus metric. a half ounce versus a metric 15 grams. So that would be pretty obvious. Temperature, that is quite obvious because you're always hearing that on the radio. So chances are you won't be confusing temperature Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Speed, kilometers versus miles per hour. For those of you who drive, you're well aware of that. Anyway, these are the basic units of measure, and these will come into play almost under any purchase that you might make. Okay, units of measure. Well, we all have to go to the grocery store, and all the different stores are offering a number of different values. And at least for me, I'm out for the best value. So if you go to Kroger, which would be Fred Meyer, basically, you might be able to buy some toasted oats between $2 and $3.50 for 13 ounces, or it's 15 cents an ounce. Okay, how does that compare? If you go to Costco, you can get those big boxes of Cheerios for $6.79. That's 40 ounces for 2 boxes, so 80 ounces of Cheerios for essentially half of what you would pay at Kroger. But do you need 80 ounces of Cheerios? That's the real question there. Are you going to eat them fast enough? Finally, if you go to QFC, which is probably next to Whole Foods, one of the most expensive places you can go, you can get toasted oats for upwards of almost $3 at 21 cents. So the objective of this slide isn't to try to sell you toasted oats or Cheerios, but to just be very much aware of the units of measure. Read carefully. Boy, oh boy, whether you're buying clothes, something's on sale or not on sale, or something gets stuck in the sales rack that's not on sale, you need to read carefully. In this particular case, manager's special $2 off. So is that just $2 off the total price, or is that $2 off the price per pound for hamburger? $2 off the price per pound for hamburger would be very unusual. So it's just $2 off. So all I'm saying is just read carefully. Anyway, I thought I would share those slides prior to going into the dialogues and vocabulary here. Okay, what do we have? So I'm going to read through these. I'm going to pause, and then you all can read through it. Take note of those words that you have problems pronouncing, and then listen to me read through it the second time. Okay. Buy, sell, return, dollar, cent, small, medium, large, discount, tax. Extra large, try on, size, receipt, refund, whole, tight, fitting room, on sale, buy one, get one free. I usually see that as an acronym, or BOGO, buy one, get one free. Okay, I'm gonna pause here for about 10 seconds. You can pause your program and read through it, and then we'll read through it again. Okay, I'm back. I would hope all these words are pretty familiar. They're pretty common terms here. So if you've been here at any time, any length at all, I'm sure you know them. Anyway, buy, sell, return, dollar, cent, small, medium, large, discount, tax, extra large, try on, size, receipt, refund, hole, if there's a hole in the sweater or shirt or pair of pants, tight, fitting room, on sale, BOGO, buy one, get one free. Okay. On to the next. So, the shopping dialogue. And this dialogue's pretty good. This is really the kind of exchange you would probably have with a sales clerk at a store. Customer, hi, I want to buy a t-shirt. Salesperson, no problem. What size and color are you looking for? Customer, I like blue t-shirts and I need a large one. Salesperson, I think this one looks good. Would you like to try it on? Customer, yes. Where is the fitting room? Salesperson, please go straight and turn right after you pass the children's clothing. The fitting room will be at your left side. Customer, thank you. Customer, after trying on the t-shirt, I want to buy this one. How much is it? Salesperson, it is $50 after tax. Thank you for shopping with us. Have a good day. Customer, you too. Thank you. So $50 is quite a bit to pay for a t-shirt, in my opinion, but that's okay. I'm going to pause, read through it yourself, put your own program on pause, read through it yourself, and then I'll come back and read it again. Okay, I'm back. I'll read through this again. Shopping dialogue. Customer, hi, I want to buy a t-shirt. Salesperson, no problem. What size and color are you looking for? Customer, I like blue t-shirts. I need a large one. Salesperson, I think this one looks good. Would you like to try it on? Customer, yes. Where is the fitting room? Salesperson, please go straight and turn right after you pass the children's clothing. The fitting room will be at your left side. Customer, thank you. Customer again, after trying on the t-shirt, I want to buy this one. How much is it? Salesperson, it is $50 after tax. Thank you for shopping with us. Have a good day. Customer, you too. Thank you. Okay, so that would be a pretty normal dialogue you would probably have in the store. Okay, here's another shopping dialogue. It's a little longer. So we'll do the same thing, the same drill here. I'll read through it, go on pause, you read through it, take note of some of the words or something you don't understand, and then listen to it again. Then I'll read it again. Okay, Lucy. Good morning, Bob. Nice to see you. How are you today? Bob. Morning, Lucy. I'm great, thanks. What are you buying? Lucy, I'm here with Twee. She wants to buy something for the new semester. What do you want to buy, Twee? I want to buy a maroon university jumper, but they all look too large and expensive. Bob, you should ask the sales assistant to help you. Twee, excuse me, please. Do you have a small jumper which is not too expensive? Sales assistant, please look at our sale items in the second aisle. The jumpers are cheaper, but I don't know what we have in stock. You can try clothes on in the fitting cubicle. Twee, thank you. Look at this one, Lucy. I really like it, and it's cheap as well. The label shows it's only 10.5 pounds, so we're going British here. Lucy, that is the right size. It fits you and it's not baggy. Put it back on the hanger and let's go pay for it. Bob, oh, Twee, I almost forgot. You can use my loyalty card to receive an additional discount. Twee, that is very kind of you, Bob. I have saved a lot of money today. I can now afford to buy some new books. Lucy, the bookshop has a clearance sale next door. Would you like to go and have a look with us, Bob? Bob, yes, I also need some books. Come on, let's go. Okay, I'll go on pause. Put your program on pause. Read through it. Again, take notes of something that you might not understand, and listen for it carefully as I read it a second. Okay, I'm back. Lucy. Good morning, Bob. Nice to see you. How are you today? Bob. Morning, Lucy. I'm great, thanks. What are you buying? I'm here with Twee. She wants to buy something new for the semester, for the new semester. What do you want to buy, Twee? I want to buy a maroon university jumper, but they all look too large and expensive. Now, take note, a jumper is a sweater in this particular case. You should ask your sales assistant to help you. Twee, excuse me, please, do you have a small jumper which is not too expensive? Sales assistant, please look at our sales items in the second aisle. The jumpers are cheaper, but I don't know what we have in stock. You can try clothes on in the fitting booth. Twee, thank you. Look at this one, Lucy. I really like it, and it's cheap as well. The label shows it is only 10.5 pounds. Lucy, that is the right size. It fits you, and it's not baggy. Put it back on the hanger, and let's go and pay for it. Bob, oh, Twee, I almost forgot. You can use my loyalty card to receive an additional 10% discount. Twee, that is very kind of you, Bob. I have saved a lot of money today. I can now afford to buy some new books. The bookshop has a clearance sale next door. Would you like to go and have a look with us, Bob? Bob, yes. I also need some books. Come on, let's go. Okay, so that's buying at the bookstore. I think the only curveball in here might be the 10 pounds 5. So that was a surprise, but that's okay. So here we are, the return dialogue. Now, the return policy in this country is reasonably liberal, especially with the larger stores. But you do need a receipt in most cases. If it's Amazon, for example, or even, anything you get delivered to your home, sometimes you have to return it and pay for postage, and sometimes you don't. Amazon, a lot of times they'll pay for the return, but not always. Especially if you order online really large, something that's large or awkward or heavy. The return of that, the postage could almost be as much as what you can buy. So you generally end up paying for that as well. But in the regular big box stores around here, it's like, Costco, you can generally return stuff if, in fact, you have your receipt. So always keep your receipt. Anyway, so this is a return dialogue, and I think it's a pretty good return dialogue. It's short. Customer, I want to return this sweater. Salesperson, sure. Is there anything wrong with it? Customer, my child bought it for me as a Christmas gift, but it is too small and ugly. So I hope the person didn't tell the child how ugly the sweater was. Oh well, keep going. Salesperson, okay, do you have a receipt? The receipt. Customer, yes, here you go. Salesperson, thank you. The refund will go back to your child's credit card. Customer, great. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Salesperson, Merry Christmas. Again, I'm going to pause and read through this very quickly, and then I will read through it. Okay, I'm back. Customer, I want to return this sweater. Salesperson, sure. Is there anything wrong with it? Customer, my child bought it for me as a Christmas gift, but it is too small and ugly. Salesperson, okay. You have the receipt. Customer, yes, here you go. Salesperson, thank you. The refund will go back to your child's credit card. Customer, great. Thank you. Merry Christmas. And salesperson, Merry Christmas. So that ends the vocabulary and dialogue part. So thank you very much.
大家好，欢迎来到 Intermediate ESL Lesson 5. This is Priscilla again. 再次是我苏水兰 Priscilla. Teacher Jim and Teacher Warren already taught you about simple past tense and words related to shopping. 我知道了，老师 Warren and 老师 Jim 已经教过 simple past tense 简单过去式 and words related to shopping. So that's 购物及退货我用到的单词. And I'm going to talk to you about 我要来谈谈 talk to you about the lesson 4 homework. 作业复习. I'm going to review your homework and I'm going to review a few other things. So 其他的复习. So what I'm going to review with you are order of adjectives, the rules about the order of adjectives. So 形容词顺序规则 and prepositions 介系词. So let's get started. And here is the homework lesson from lesson 4. Did you try it? I hope that you did. As you can see, as you're looking here, we're looking together. The first part, the homework was 2 parts. 作业有2个部分. All right, and the first part is to write a few sentences. 造句. Using comparative adjectives or the superlative adjectives. So comparative adjectives, 比较级 or the superlative adjectives, 最高级形容词. Okay, to talk about this information. The information is the price of jeans, of a pair of jeans. So the 代价 for a pair of jeans, 一双牛仔裤. It's different at different stores, as you see here. 在不同的地方价不同. All right, so at the store, 商店, the jeans are $25. Okay, the price, 代价 is $25. Look at that. That's funny. On Amazon, so 网上 on Amazon, the jeans are $29.99. On Alibaba, as you see there, Alibaba, they're $20. So you were supposed to use comparative adjectives. And here's an example of what I wrote to give you an idea. The jeans I want to buy are expensive, okay? But they are most expensive on Amazon, and they are least expensive on Alibaba. So you could have done just that for the assignment. So let's look at this information, and let's talk about comparative adjectives that you could use to write a few sentences. So comparing the cost of jeans. So first, we're going to look at this 数字表. So here's the cost of jeans, okay? 代价 for the jeans. On Alibaba, it's $20 at the store. So just 一个商店, 25, and Amazon. So this is one way of looking at it. Another way to look at the cost of jeans is with this 图表, this graph. And here you can see that you can by the height of these these columns, you can see the different prices. So what we can say here is that the price of the jeans at Alibaba at $20 is the best price. Okay, 非常好. The cheapest, 非常便宜. Okay, at the lowest, 最低价. And all of these words, the 形容词 form here is the superlative form. 最高级 of the adjective, of the 形容词. Good, better, best, cheap, cheaper, cheapest, low, lower, lowest. Okay, so Alibaba, $20. All right, so Amazon, though, you can see the price is the worst. I thought it would be 坏, or the highest price. 最高的代价. And here the word high, the 形容词, the adjective high, and then the 比较级 and the 最高级 form of the adjective for the highest price. Amazon at $29.99. So these are some words that you could use to write some sentences about the price of jeans. And, okay, and then in the store it's $25. You can see that this price 25 is in between. It's in the place between the lowest and the highest. In between, in the middle. Okay. So other words that you can use. So we could say that the jeans are expensive, or the price is high. Some people think $20 is high. And if you think this, then $25 is more expensive. So expensive is an adjective with 3 syllables. And remember the rule. The 规则 for words, for adjectives with 3 or more syllables. Syllables are 音节. You don't change the adjective, but you add a word before it for the 比较级 form. So expensive, 3 syllables. So the 比较级 is more expensive. On the other hand, high, as we saw down here, high, single syllable, ends in a consonant. So you just add ER for 比较级. Okay, so $20 is expensive or high. $25 is more expensive, it's higher price. $29.99 is the most expensive. Expensive, more expensive, most expensive is the 最高级 form of for the adjective expensive. And here you go, highest. You add EST. Okay, so these are words. These are ways you can think about how to talk about these jeans and what to say. All right. Oh, other ways you can say is, this is expensive. You could also, going in this direction, if you follow my arrow, expensive, less expensive, and the least expensive. That's another way you can talk about these jeans. You could say that the $20 is expensive, $25 is more expensive, $29.99 is most expensive. Or you could talk about the prices going in the other direction, going down. That $29.99 is expensive, $25 is less, and $20 is least expensive. A lot of information, but I thought it might be helpful. So here is the assignment again. And here's what we were asked to do, is write a few sentences. 造句. All right. what I have here, this first group, are the sentences that I first wrote and gave you as an example. Elise, the jeans I want to buy are expensive, but they're the most expensive at Amazon and they are the least at Alibaba. Okay. You could also, maybe you wrote, I want to buy a pair of jeans. Alibaba, $20, has the best price. Means I like that price. Amazon, $29.99, has the worst price. So best, worst. They're both, this form of the word is 最高级形容词. This is best is talking about good, better, best, and worst is bad, worse, worst. Okay, and then the last sentence maybe you wrote was, at the store, the price $25 is in between. Another sentence you maybe wrote, the jeans I want to buy are expensive. They cost $20 at Alibaba. The price at the store is more expensive, but at Amazon it's the most expensive. So here, in these sentences, they only use the adjective expensive. And they used it 3 ways. Simply expensive. Then they said more expensive. And then they said most expensive. Okay. Finally, the last, and maybe you wrote these sentences, maybe you didn't. Did you even try? I hope so. The price of the jeans is high. They are higher at the store than at Alibaba. So this sentence shows you that form that you use, that pattern that you use when you compare 2 items. So in this part of the sentence, they are higher at the store than at Alibaba. You have to use the word than when you're comparing 2. And then here is a second part of the sentence, and they are the highest at Amazon. So even though it's all 3 are compared here, this part of the sentence is special. It's comparing 2, so you have to have than here. And this could be even and they are the highest at Amazon. It could be a separate sentence. So these are some sentences that a person might have written, things that a person might have said about the price of the jeans. I hope you understood. I hope it made sense, and I hope you tried. One other thing. I wonder if you noticed in the sentences that we talked about jeans as they. I know that we were going to buy the jeans and you were going to buy a pair of jeans. As we say here, I want to buy a pair of jeans, and that's one pair of jeans. However, talking about jeans or talking about pants, it's usually in a plural form, and so you get the pronoun they, in case you wondered. Moving on. Okay, the second part, the 二部分 part of your homework for lesson 4 was to use the order of adjectives rule to talk about these running shoes. Okay, to use 用形容词顺序的规则 to 造句 to make sentences. And the sentence was about running shoes, and you were going to use these 4 adjectives. All right, so here you go. Here's the rules, or a table. This is a type of 图表 that shows you the rules for the order of adjectives. First, you write the article or the 冠词, then you would put down a quantity if one of the adjectives is a about the quantity of something, the 多少, and then the quality, 以间, size, 大小, age, 几岁, shape, 形, color, 颜色, origin, 从哪儿, material, 材质, and purpose, 用来, right? So we have leather, red, comfortable, and inexpensive. So which one of these is leather? Leather, the first. Well, do you know what that word is? Leather in Chinese. So a leather shoe is a 皮鞋. 皮鞋. It's made of the skin of an animal. 皮鞋. So that is material, right? The material that the shoe is made out of. How about red? Well, of course, that's color. Comfortable. Well, it's quality. It's opinion. 意见. It's like good, right? It's like fast. It's an opinion. It's an idea about the shoe. And inexpensive is also inexpensive. 不很贵, right? It's also an 意见. It's also an opinion, an idea of quality. So here's a sentence using that idea about buying a pair of running shoes, putting these adjectives in the correct form. So article, the first word to go when you have several adjectives is the article, the 冠词. Now the 冠词 wasn't even down on your homework assignment, was it? Right, but you have to put that. So here you go. Here's an article, quantity, a pair, quality, comfortable, and inexpensive. So we have two adjectives that are quality, and then color and material. And finally, the purpose, running shoe. Okay, I hope you got something like that. I hope you tried the homework. Moving on. This is the homework assignment for lesson 5. So in lesson 5, they talk to you about some words that you might use for shopping, products that you might use, that you might be looking at to buy if you go shopping. And so this is, and also Lauscher Warren and Lauscher Jim talked about simple past tense. 简单过去式 for verbs, for 动词. So the suggestion for the homework is that you write a short story, okay? 写一篇短故事 and describe a recent shopping trip. So 描述近期购物 okay, and to try to use these verbs. So use a to be verb because it's important to know how to use those verbs well. In the past tense, simple past tense, 简单过去式 Okay, so here are the to be verbs. Am, I am, he is, they are. I didn't give you the past tense. You have to figure that out. Also try to use the word buy. So what is the past tense of that? Use the word choose. 选择 forget, 忘记 take, 拿 wear, 穿 and write 写. Try to use some of those verbs. Here's an example that I wrote that maybe you can write something like this. So here's the word take. I took the bus to Walmart to buy summer clothes for my grandson. He grows bigger every day. The day was, it's a to be verb, was rainy. So I wore, it's the past tense of wear, a raincoat, and I took an umbrella. At Walmart, I bought, past tense of buy, I bought some t-shirts and I chose, simple past, 简单过去式 for choose. I chose 2 pairs of shorts for my grandson, but I forgot, 忘记, I forgot to buy a bathing suit for him. Oops. Maybe I will remember to buy a bathing suit for him next time. All right, so your turn. You write something for the homework, and next time I'll go over that with you, some other options, things you could have said. Or you can send them to us on WeChat if you want us to see your homework, your written homework. Moving on. Some review and practice. 复习和练习. Order of adjectives and prepositions. Okay, so order of adjectives. So part of the 图表 is covered properly by my picture up in the corner of the screen. No problem. Anyway, here you have a beautiful picture, a very nice picture of flowers. What are some words that you can use? Several adjectives that you could use to describe these flowers. Well, many. There's a lot of flowers. That's one word. Red, orange. Those are some colors that we see. How about this color? Blue. Some of those flowers are blue. Another couple adjectives. Beautiful, pretty. 很漂亮. Okay. All right. So here's a sentence. Possible sentence. The garden, okay, has many beautiful red and blue flowers. So, looking at the order of adjectives, what do we have here? The many beautiful red and blue flowers. So let's see. You have article, and there's your article. Quantity, many. Quality, beautiful. That's an opinion, an 意见. Color, red and blue. Simple. Okay, let's go on to the next. What do we have here? We have fresh vegetables, 蔬菜. We have a lot of vegetables, different colors. So what are some of the adjectives, 形容词, that we could use to talk about this picture? Well, many, a lot. Those are some words. Fresh. Colorful. Of course, there's many colors. And healthy, that's another good word. 健康. So here's a sentence that you could write. This vegetable stand, and that's probably the word for vegetable stand. So that would be, vegetable stand is what we call it in the States. 菜不长 is what you might call it in Chinese. Has many fresh and colorful vegetables. So again, looking at the order of adjectives, the first thing is always the article. Always the article, and there you have it. Or no, quantity, and it's many. Then quality, 意见, fresh and colorful. Now, colorful is under quality because it's not a particular color. So fresh and colorful. You could also say colorful and fresh. That would be fine too, because they're opinions and quality. If it was fresh red vegetables, then you would have a color there. But anyway, the color comes after fresh anyway. Okay, so here's another sentence. This is not an okay sentence. They don't say this in English. This vegetable stand has fresh and colorful many vegetables. Because many, it doesn't sound good here. It's not how you use English. Many, okay, the quantity, how much, 多少, has to be upfront. The stand has many fresh and colorful vegetables, okay? So this sentence is not a good sentence. Moving on. Now we'll do a little review of prepositions. Prepositions, 介系词. So you remember from lesson 1, we talked about prepositions. These are the prepositions that we talked about: at, on, in, to, and the preposition by. So at, if you can go ahead and read this. It describes, indicates, it shows. Okay, so 指的是, a person is at a particular place. Okay, so 特定的地方. And it's usually a small place, a shop, a store, a garden, not a country. So an example is, we are meeting at the cafe, we are meeting at the restaurant, we are meeting at the office, 办公室, we are meeting at school. So that's how we use the word at. On is usually is indicating on a surface, like on the table. As in this sentence that we have here for the example, the papers are on the table, or on a street. 街道，在街道. Things like that. I am on the street. The papers are on the table. In is usually talking about being someplace, okay, in a location. It's either small, like in my room, or it's big. And you can see at is in between. It's like 中间. Okay, so at the cafe is this big, room is this big, country is this big. So I hope I'm not being confusing. Okay, I am in my room. Bangkok is in Thailand, or I am in Thailand. But we are meeting at the cafe or at the office. To, let's talk about to. To indicates a destination, going somewhere, or the end of a destination, your goal. So 旅行的重点, that's your goal, your destination. I'm going to Seattle. By is used for 3 different things. It's 旁边. Can I sit beside you, next to you, 旁边, okay, by you, near you. It's also, how did you do it? How did you achieve something? How did you get here? I came by bus. So 用什么方式? Okay, came by bus. But it also is 有谁完成的? Okay, so who did it? So 表明作者是谁? Okay, so who is the writer? So here's 3 examples. 旁边, may I sit by you? I came here by bus. 我坐车来了. I think it's also another word instead of 坐 is 打. And then the book, this is a title of a book. The book was written by Toni Morrison. Okay, so she's the author, the 作家. this shoe. These are prepositions about place. Okay, 地点. And the next group of prepositions that we talked about in lesson 1 were about time, 时间. So at, when you use at about time, it's a very specific time. So 地点的时刻. Okay. When you use on, it's not as specific. It's a specific, it's not as small a time. It's not a 时刻, but it might be a 日期 or a 星期. Okay, so you see the example for at is I was born at 7:11 in the morning. Very specific time, very succinct, specific. 一刻, but 时刻. But my birthday is on July 11th, which is a little bit bigger. It's a day. In is for either a general time, so it's 就是一段非特定的特定时间, so not specific, or it's for a big time, like a year, a month. It's referring to a century, as you see, as described here. So my birthday is in July. I was born in the afternoon. I was born at 7:11. Or you could say I was born at 7:11 in the morning on July 11th. Okay, so that's the review. Now let's do some practice. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. I'll move my picture, but I don't know if that'll matter. The question is, here's the sentence. The book, Cattails, is, and what preposition can you use to indicate the author? Who's the writer? The 作家. The book Cattails. And here's a picture, and the picture is showing you the book title and the book author. And then the next, okay, well, did you choose this one? That would be correct. The book Cattails is by Ahua. Now, the next sentence is something. The front of the book is a picture of a flower. So what do you think would be the right preposition for here? Something, the front of the book, by the front of the book, in the front of the book, on the front of the book, to the front of the book, at. So remember, one of the prepositions we talked about talks about things referring to something on a surface. So if you thought that the word on was the right one here, you were correct. On the cover of this book, on the surface, is a picture of a flower. All right, let's do some more practice. I'll put my picture back where it was. These people are exercising. Oh, that's really not good. I'll put it back over here. Okay. And I don't know if I moved the picture and it moved for you too. And you can see the sentence. I'll read the sentence for you. These people are exercising what preposition to express a location? And I must say the location is bigger than a cafe, but not so tiny, but not a tiny, it's tiny like your room or bigger than a cafe. So what would be here? These people exercising at a park. We could also say in a park, early in the morning. So more general time, you use the word in. They get up at 6 or 7 o'clock. So these are specific times, 6 o'clock or 7. It's not get up in the morning. They get up at 6 or 7 o'clock. Well, I hope the review was helpful or interesting. And I hope you tried these sentences with me. That's the end of lesson 5. Thank you. See you next time. 下次见. Stay home. 留在家. Wash your hands. 洗手 and protect your health. 健康. Bye.